Those are important things. We've made about 25 prostitution arrests using undercover police officers, and the fun's kind of over because we're kind of out of girls. I kind of went out of business. There aren't any more. It's like that kind of went away on us. It's the word's out. You can't do that here. People call here, and we try to answer, and I shouldn't say try to. We actually do check into every complaint. There's no doubt we do that. And about 10 or 15% of the complaints are things we don't know. About 10% are things we don't want to know. And because I hate my neighbor, so he must be a criminal type thing. And those kind of take up a lot of our time because each one we have to check into. I get an email, I answer each one. Here's what this is, or one of my guys does. And again, that's the key. We have a lot of guys. We never had that before. August 1st, I think we had recovered 1 gun out of the unit. And we got 6 today. Prior at 6 today, and I think we're up to 17 for the year. So now we've got like 16 or 17 guns since this unit started. Most of those are by way of search warrant, getting rid of the bad guys, and doing it that way. We also, when we have a gang house or a problem house, on Fridays we have roll call in front of their house. That's a beautiful thing. We have maybe 15 or 20 policemen out there, and the watch commander comes out there and tells everything that's going on right smack in front of their house, you know. So that's a pretty nice thing.
One of the things, working in law enforcement is a lot like coaching football. You can put a plan in place, you have to assess it. If it's not working, you can't be afraid to change your plan. So we kind of changed from community-oriented policing to a problem-oriented policing strategy. And I'm the first one to tell you, I don't have all the answers. I don't think anybody in this room has all the answers independently. Collectively, we can draw on a tremendous knowledge base. We work with a variety of groups. Deputy Chief Drury was talking about the FBI. We brought in an FBI gang unit. We deal with DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, on a regular basis. The U.S. Marshal Service have been tremendous with us, as have alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. We've also renewed our relationship with Cook County HIDA, the High Intensity Drug Trafficking Agency, and we are actively working cases with them. And this is all to an end to solve problems in the community. The one big thing that we really, really need, and you've heard me say this since the first day I got here, was we need you to call 911. We need you to be additional eyes and ears on the street, because we only see so much. And like tonight, Roger and the tactical guys, half of them are out on the street, the other half are upstairs processing our wonderful little burglary crew. We need you to call 911. Don't be afraid. We're out here 24/7, 365. Sometimes it feels like it's 48/14, 7:30, but call us, please. We're out here to help you.
I'd like to introduce Detective Michael Ashner to discuss the neighborhood rental housing issues. Michael?
Thank you. I'm just going to talk briefly about some of the rental housing issues that was brought up earlier here. It is one of the problems we're having. Like the mayor had mentioned, we're kind of trying to take an integrated approach at all the drug and gang problems. And one of the aspects of that approach is going after the landlords of the properties that are housing the people that are causing problems. And it's something that we've started since the new administration took over, and it's something that we've been really successful with. Basically what we're doing now is once Carmelita Terry gets a complaint on an address, or Detective Montoro identifies a gang house, they turn it over to me, and I take it a little step further. I check and find out who the landlord of that house is, who the people that are living there, what the circumstances that they're living there under. Is it a lease? Are they living with relatives? Are these people that are supposed to be there? Another problem we're starting to have now are squatters. We're having some foreclosed properties. We have gang members from the city that come over, and they're not even supposed to be there. They're squatting in a vacant property. So this is something that we need to take a step further than just street enforcement. We need to follow it up. I work a lot with the building department director, starting to work with the health department, and also with, in connection with the county, with the nuisance abatement unit. So these are all kind of things that we're doing. Also, it was mentioned earlier, we're looking into some new ordinances for gang housing and nuisance housing. Some of the surrounding communities have used them. Cicero's has one. It's been successful over there. And we're working on a new ordinance to try to go after some of these people that are allowing gang members and drug dealers to live in their properties. So just another aspect of the proactive and problem-oriented policing that we're doing. So when I get a complaint like that, I start a file on the property. What I do is I document every contact that we have at that property. Police contacts, whether they're gang-related, drug-related. The building department goes over there and they do a blight inspection. And I get a report from them. Are they in housing compliance? Is this property inhabitable? If it's not inhabitable, we call the health department over there and do an inspection from the health department. Some of these people are very delinquent on their water bills. And so you see the problems on the surface with the gangs, but they're also a problem with us. We're not getting the tax revenue in some cases out of these properties. We're not getting the water revenue out of these properties. So what I do is I try to pull everything together and get all the different departments that handle these problems and hopefully clear them up and get respectable tenants in these neighborhoods again. So that's one of the things that I do. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Commander Smaglia, who's going to...
Thanks, Michael. Thank you, Michael. At this point, I'd like to call up Fire Chief Dennis O'Halloran.
Good evening, everyone. If they can't put handcuffs on it, shoot it, or tow it, they call the fire department. That's only a joke. I can actively tell you that the gang problem has affected the fire department. You've seen the arsons. Most of the arsons are gang-related vehicles and stuff like that we deal with. The one thing that you probably do not realize is when the police and the fire department are dealing with a gang activity via an ambulance, it's tying up an ambulance because the gang gave somebody a beating or stabbed somebody or shot. Our ambulances work in that shooting. When poor grandma on the other side of the city gets called for a heart attack and has a true medical emergency, that's affecting our citizens, and I take that personally. So these guys are doing a tremendous job in that, and I thank them for what they do. A couple of things I want to let you know. We are in conjunction with the senior services starting a whole bunch of new programs. One is the medical file app. I have some information on it over there. It's a magnet that you put on your refrigerator, has all your history on it. When the fire department comes there, when the police department comes there, it has emergency contact numbers for you, for your family members, your medication. We go right to the refrigerator. It's in one common spot. We have everything you need. We have a Citizens Fire Academy that's about to begin in late winter of 2010. I have a bunch of my citizen students out there. It's been very well received, and we have a waiting list. I think we have about 5 openings if you'd like. We also have a phone for that, and that would be 788-2660. That's the City Hall number and extension 3298. If you haven't taken it down, call the fire station, and they will transfer you to a voicemail, and I promise you someone will call you back.
Thank you for joining us for this evening's show. Hope you'll join us again next week, and we hope to continue our segments of Meeting with the Mayor. I'm Robert J. Lovero, Mayor of the City of Berwyn. Thank you.